I don't normally do opinion pieces in my videos, as I like to let the lore speak for itself. However, if there is a topic I feel strongly enough about, I will make a video on it. After my last opinion-based video about what House of the Dragon could learn from the Last Kingdom did so well, I felt this would also make a good topic for discussion. So far, I have tried to remain quite positive about House of the Dragon, and I do wholeheartedly believe it will be good, or at least I hope it is. As more and more press and interviews have come out, as we've seen more promo posters and trailers, there is one glaring issue that's caught my attention, which is perhaps my greatest worry about House of the Dragon. When you look at the interviews that have been dropping over the last week, and the promo posters for the show, even the message of the trailers, one thing jumps out to me. How the showrunners seem to be positioning Rhaenyra as the main character and protagonist of the show. Much of the coverage and discussion has been very pro-Rhaenyra. Look at the choice of profile picture and banner used on social media, the way she seems to be front and centre in a lot of the promo posters, alongside a lot of the statements made by the cast and crew, just give me a feeling that House of the Dragon is going to do the one thing I hope they wouldn't when it comes to the Dance of the Dragons, and that's picking sides. I have the feeling the show is going to follow the narrative of the Blacks and Rhaenyra being the good guys, with Aegon and the Greens being the villains. I know there are those who firmly side with Rhaenyra or Aegon. All you have to do is look at my comments section in any of my videos to see this. On one video, there's a 30 comment thread of the same two people defending their choice for over a month. This is the kind of passion some fans have for their chosen side. I personally don't pick a side. I can see the validity in both Rhaenyra and Aegon's claims, and I can see the flaws and their strong points in their characters. For me, that's why I love the Dance of the Dragon so much, as in my view, there is no right and there is no wrong answer. Both of them, in my opinion, have fair claims to the Iron Throne. Both fight hard for it, and both sides commit horrific acts of war and brutality against the other. The Dance of the Dragons is a huge grey area when it comes to who's right and who's wrong, whether the acts of the characters are justified, being at war or not. While I don't take sides, that is my opinion, and I can respect why others choose to support Aegon or Rhaenyra, as it is their own opinion. In a way, marketing Rhaenyra over Aegon does make a little bit of sense, given the timeline the first season of the show seems to be covering. She has a much bigger role to play than Aegon, due to Aegon mostly being a child during this time frame. Therefore, it makes sense to market her in such a way. By the show covering the lead up to the Dance of the Dragons during its first season, it does present the flaw that by the time Aegon does come into his own later in the season, or into season 2, Rhaenyra will be established as a major player in the story. Audiences will have developed a much deeper understanding and a much deeper connection with Rhaenyra. In the way, the show is forced to present her as the main character due to this issue. Perhaps that is why the marketing is so pro Rhaenyra. But here is the bigger issue at play. If the show does not take a balanced approach to who the villain and who the hero is of the story, you rob the Dance of the Dragons of its best elements, its political complexity, the fact that you're making the decision on who to support, and its complex characters. More importantly, you're taking away the viewer's ability to choose who they want to support, to pick a side based on what they think is right. You will lose the debate and conversation among fans. You will lose the passionate following each of these characters has by dictating to the viewer who should be the hero and who should be the villain. House of the Dragon is of course going to have to expand on the source material. It's going to have to answer some of the mysteries and unreliable narration from Fire and Blood, but they have to choose how to do this with care and ensure the spirit of the source material is preserved. Choosing sides in the war would not be doing that. Is Rhaenyra a main character? Yes, of course she is. She's one of the most vital in the show, so it makes sense for her to be heavily featured in the marketing. But that's not the problem. It's how she's being positioned, almost like Daenerys 2.0. I fear that by the time we get into the meat of the conflict, people will be Team Rhaenyra from the onset, and we won't get the fantastic grey area and debate that the Dance of the Dragons brings up when you argue about who the rightful heir is. I am probably overthinking this quite a lot, but I do because I care so deeply about this era of Westeros. For what it's worth, I like the fact they're giving Alicent Hightower a more prominent role than I predicted. The actress seems great and I'm liking what I'm seeing. I'm also really looking forward to seeing Aemond in action. He's a cool character and I love the actor who's playing him from The Last Kingdom. He's perfectly suited for the role. I am still excited, and while this is a minor worry for me, I'm aware I'm overthinking what is essentially a marketing material from people who probably don't even work that closely on the show. And I do hope the showrunners don't choose sides. What do you think? Do you think they're choosing sides, or am I just reading too much into some marketing material? Is there anything that worries you about House of the Dragon? What are you hyped up to see? Let me know in the comments.